type of black they want to categorize you as. Whether if you're a black immigrant, a black American, you understand what I'm saying? Like, what do you feel comfortable being labeled by strangers as? What do you feel comfortable by being labeled as strangers as? Like, what they're giving you the opportunity to say what type of black you want to be labeled. Then they saying, okay, what's going to differentiate you between those and black immigrants is you proving that your ancestors, that your ancestors were a part of slavery or were slaves in general. You got to prove that. So if the government is looking to consider asking black Americans on federal forms, including the census, whether their ancestors were enslaved, that's up to you, the individual. So that means that you can't take what you learned in school and apply that. That's number one. Number two, it's going to be thousands to millions of our people not knowing what to do in order to get that done. Like, that is a big deal. Big deal. Especially if they talk. See, everybody making it seem like they want to implement. I mean, they're about to get money. Before I say that, everybody wants to, they want to believe that they're about to get some type of reparations, which is fine. You can think that. But you know that this particular government is not for our people. So they're going to go to great lengths, to the extreme, to make sure that you crossed all T's and dotted all I's before they start handing out anything. Now, as far as California is concerned, California is going the route as far as reparations are concerned by right now. It seems like all you have to do is state that you are a descendant of a slave. But once again, it's not up to
Want to take an income
reparations task force, okay, as the final decision makers. It's still the government making the final decision. It's still up to the government. Because think about it. The governor of California, Governor Newsom, knows for a fact that what the California Reparations Task Force, as far as the budget that they're putting out there for all of the people in California, is well over, a couple of times over, how much they even make in taxes in California. How much they bring back per year. So they won't even be able to afford it. So that means it's falling on the federal government. That's why the Biden administration, like, all right, well, look, prove it. That's what they're saying. Essentially, that's what they're doing. And then what I'm telling people right now, I understand the fight for reparations. I do. Do we deserve it? Absolutely. But here's the problem. This government has not admitted to any wrongdoing whatsoever. Because if they do, then it doesn't matter how much it costs. They know they owe. Right now, they leaving it up to you to find out their information, to hand it to them. They want to see how much you know. And my entire channel is based on our people's history, not just the American Indian side, even though that has all the more to do with it, because our American Indian identity, even though that was handed to us by immigrants, unfortunately, as far as that identification is concerned, that was given to another set group of incoming foreigners. And they took our spot and took everything that was owed to us. No joke. This is the reason why some of them are mad at me now for telling the truth. Some of them not, but some of them are. They mad at me right now because I've been telling the truth. Like, no, some of y'all, the majority of y'all are not supposed to be there. The majority of y'all are not supposed to be there. And that was more than just reparations. That was land allotments. That was better education, forming your own government. But keep in mind, it was still infiltrated because all of that is being overwatched by the government. Still, regardless if they so-called have their sovereignty, in which they don't, technically, because if you form a nation, listen, forming a nation is not the same thing as forming a family. Keep in mind, in the past, we never had nations. We had tribes, clans, families. This nation thing is a brand new thing. Brand spanking new. When you talk about nation, you're talking about a club. That's what you're talking about. Keep in mind, we didn't have to have member ID cards to be a part of our families. The only time you need to show ID membership cards is when you're a part of a particular club. That ain't got nothing to do with family at all, no matter how you may feel. So if you're card carrying as a member, once again, some of my family members are card carrying. I'm not knocking y'all, but I just want y'all to understand the difference between the two. There is no way that you have any form of sovereignty when you have to carry a card to say that you are a member of a federal government regulated so-called sovereignty organization. I'm for real. So, okay, let's go back now. Let's go back. Now, if this is a proposed update on how the government is going to track people's races and ethnicities, you got to understand that, yes, what they want you to do is separate yourself from immigrants, which would be people from Africa and other countries. Now, this is no knock to anybody of other countries. I love my Africans. I love my Caribbean islanders, or Caribbean islanders, which is South America technically. Okay, we still consider them a part of our bloodline when it comes to Turtle Island. That's North Central and South and the surrounding islands. That's Turtle Island. That makes up Turtle Island. So that's Hawaii included. Also, I just want y'all to understand, hold up, that what the government wants to do, instead of naming everybody black, okay, this is what we should step in at, and this is what I'm currently working on with a couple folks, you know what I'm saying, that got some, I'm not really trying to put them out there right there, but I'm not trying to put them out there like that. Hold on, let me take back what I'm getting ready to say.